Reports in Brazil are stating that Spurs have had a proposal turned down by Brazilian side Santos as they want to sign a 19-year-old left-back. Kota Takai has just left for Borussia Mönchengladbach on loan until the end of the season. Brennan Johnson has now officially left Spurs, joining Crystal Palace. He said, "I'm very happy here." And Thomas Frank has come out and said most of the Spurs fan base are still behind us. Hi everyone, hope you're well. Chris Cowlin here. This is another edition of Tottenham News, where I'll be going through all of the latest Spurs news, rumours and reports. If you're watching on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Let's start by talking about the departure of Brennan Johnson to Crystal Palace. The club have just put out the following statement. Tottenham Hotspur Football Club have reached an agreement with Crystal Palace for the transfer of Brennan Johnson. The 24-year-old Wales international's name will forever be etched into our history as the winning goalscorer in last season's UEFA Europa League final. His close-range effort proving to be the only goal of the game as we defeated Manchester United 1-0 in Bilbao. We thank Brennan Johnson for his contribution and wish him well for the future. Now, Brennan Johnson has been talking to the Crystal Palace website. He has been talking about joining the club from Spurs. He said, "I'm really excited and I'm really happy. Crystal Palace are such a great club, one I've always admired. It is a great time for me to be here and join the journey that this club is on. I'm super excited." Crystal Palace boss Oliver Glasner on signing Brennan Johnson from Tottenham. He said, "I'm really delighted that Brennan has joined the club. He arrives very early on in the window, so credit to the club for making this happen so quickly. Brennan will give us options in our attacking play with his pace and goal-scoring ability, and with all of the upcoming games, he will be a valuable addition to the squad." Now, Brennan Johnson's teammate, or former teammate now, Archie Gray on Instagram, he said, "I'm going to miss you, brother. Grateful for everything you have done for me, looked after me since day one. What a player and an even better guy." Left-back Destiny Udogie has also taken to Instagram, writing a message to his former teammate Brennan Johnson. He said, "My brother, man, honestly, wish you the best and thank you for what you have done for us. You will be missed." Now, the Sun newspaper and Football League World have both reported that Tottenham Hotspur have recalled Damola Ajayi from his loan at Doncaster Rovers, with two London-based EFL clubs now expressing interest in taking the winger on for the remainder of this season. League Two leaders Bromley are keen to bolster their promotion push with the addition of Ajayi, while AFC Wimbledon, currently competing in League One, are also monitoring the situation and considering a loan approach. Manor Solomon has now officially joined Fiorentina on loan with an option to buy at the end of the season, and the fee is thought to be around €10 million by option from Tottenham Hotspur. BBC Sport with some Spurs women news. They have stated that Leicester City women are in talks to sign Tottenham's Ashley Neville on a permanent deal this month. Now, reports in Brazil are stating that Spurs have just had a proposal turned down for 19-year-old Santos left-back Souza. The Brazilian side want around €17 million, and Spurs are not willing to match that valuation as yet. Now, Thomas Frank has provided some team news ahead of the Sunderland home game on Sunday, 3 p.m. kickoff at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. On Dominic Solanke's return, he said to say mid-Jan, end of Jan, or the 5th of Jan, I won't do that. Talking about Lucas Bergvall, he said, yes, the player is a doubt, but we hope that he will be ready. And Thomas Frank has also been talking on about the Tottenham fans booing against Brentford on Thursday evening. He said, I will turn it around. If you are successful, the fans will be behind you. The fans will be behind us. Some booed last night, but I'm pretty sure most are behind us. Now, former Tottenham Hotspur goalkeeper Fraser Forster has landed a Premier League return. He has just joined Bournemouth on a 6-month deal. The 37-year-old only left Spurs in the summer. And former Tottenham Hotspur defender Ramon Vega has been talking about Thomas Frank, aiming a huge dig at the current Tottenham Hotspur boss. He said, "I think Giovanni, the pizza delivery man, would do a better job at Spurs than Thomas Frank." Now for another official announcement released by Tottenham Hotspur Football Club on Friday. Kota Takai has joined Bundesliga side Borussia Mönchengladbach on loan for the remainder of the 25-26 campaign. An arrival from J1 League outfit Kawasaki Frontale in July. The 21-year-old defender recently returned to fitness following injury and made his first appearance in a matchday squad in Sunday's Premier League win at Crystal Palace. A Japan international, the centre-back has 4 caps to his name for his country, having made his debut in a 7-0 win over China in September 2024. And various reports in Germany are stating that Spurs have given Borussia Mönchengladbach an option to buy the player at the end of the season. Spurs striker Will Lancashire, currently on loan at Oxford United, was on the score sheet again on New Year's Day, but it wasn't enough to prevent his side from suffering a 2-1 defeat at high-flying Ipswich Town. And talking of Oxford United, Football League World have stated that Tottenham Hotspur youngster Jamie Donnelly is set to join Oxford on loan for the remainder of this season, joining teammate Will Lancashire. Former Spurs midfielder, now TalkSport host Jamie O'Hara, has urged Spurs to replace Thomas Frank with former Chelsea boss Enzo Maresca. He said, "Yes, I'd have him. I think that if we could get Enzo Maresca, I'd go for him right now. I'd go and get him. I think he is a good manager. He won the Club World Cup and the Conference League. I've watched Chelsea play and they battered Barcelona. They battered Arsenal. They are a very good side. I think they have made a mistake." And comparing current boss Thomas Frank to Maresca, O'Hara said, "He's all right. He's a good manager. I don't know if he's a great manager, but I think Enzo Maresca is going to be a great manager." Now, my thoughts on everything in this episode, and I'm going to keep this very short and brief because there are so many episodes coming out at the moment and lots of things changing hour by hour, day by day. A lot has happened in the opening, nearly 2 days of the transfer window. Let me start by talking about the game against Brentford, 0-0. Now, that was an awful watch. Thomas Frank being booed at the end, that couldn't have been very nice for him. He's got to turn this around somehow because he is losing fans week by week, more and more. The more games we've played, the more people that he's losing. I saw and heard the boos away at the City Ground when we lost 3-0 against Forest a couple of weeks ago. That was the first away game where we'd heard boos. Normally they're at home games, but it is now going to the away section of these Premier League matches, and that was a really, really poor performance. The first half, the Spurs fan base was singing songs about former stars: Harry Kane, Heung-min Son, Ledley King, Lennon, Eriksson, even Martin Jol, even Soldado got a mention at one point. The fan base were actually trying to entertain themselves because we weren't getting entertained on the pitch. The second half, there were chants of boring Tottenham, and rightly so. And also, we want our money back. And right at the end of the game, Thomas Frank, the closer that he walked over to the away end, the louder the boos got. And Thomas Frank needs to turn this around, in my opinion, because he is losing fans. Him personally is losing a lot of fans. Stuff that he's saying in press conferences, the lack of entertainment watching this football club at the moment is extremely hard. I am trying to remain positive, and I look for all of the the little positives that there are in certain games. I'm trying to pick them all out, but it's very, very hard at the moment. Because there is no consistency, and the fact that I don't like. To dare is to do is our motto, and we're certainly not daring at the moment. It's definitely not daring and definitely not doing. And the fact that we obviously went to Brentford and playing for a draw, Vicario time wasting. I don't ever want to see my club trying to play for a draw. Daring is trying to win the game and going for it. We should always be going for it, no matter who our players are, no matter who the manager is. We should always be going for it. And I can see at the moment how much it is bothering fans by him in every press conference, pre-match press conference, I might add, that he is bigging up the opposition constantly. Kind of just setting us up like if we don't actually get a result, well, it's because they were great. So it's very, very frustrating. Of course, Brennan Johnson's now gone out the door. It's ironic, isn't it? We're lacking real creativity and we sell our top goal scorer without actually replacing him first. And that's happened 3 consecutive seasons now. Harry Kane, Heung-min Son, and now, of course, Brennan Johnson. But we lacked real spark, we lacked real creativity and, the daring. I want to see us dare. Thomas Frank was asked in the press conference today, do you need to dare a little bit more? And he said, I'm daring by sitting here. It's interesting what's going to happen next because Spurs are in action on Sunday at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium against Sunderland. The games are coming thick and fast and we need results, we need performances and the fan base needs to be lifted because every time I talk to a Spurs fan, whether it's face-to-face, whether it's family, friends, associates, people who watch the channel, whether we're doing these streams at the grounds, whatever, more and more and more people are criticising Thomas Frank. And it's interesting how he believes that most of the Spurs fan base are behind him. I don't believe that at all. And when you saw and, I witnessed it firsthand of the fan base booing him coming over to the away end, that couldn't have been nice for him. But, this is why, these managers get paid millions of pounds every year to do very, very tough jobs like this. I know it's a tough job, but he's got to be getting more out of this team. He's got to be getting this team playing, ticking and entertaining. And most importantly, results to climb up that Premier League table. Interestingly, we're in a very, very similar position. Mid-table. We were mid-table at this point of the season last year under Ange Postecoglou. We're mid-table now. But I think that there was a real sense of belief. Ange kept telling the world, the media, the fans, I always win in my second season and we're going to go for the Europa League. And we did, we dared, and we conquered and we won that trophy. Of course, Brennan Johnson getting the only goal of the game. I think there are a lot of people thinking at the moment, well, we're in a very similar league position to last year at this stage. What do we have to play for? Are we going to win the FA Cup? Are we going to win the Premier League? Are we going to win the Champions League? All seem pretty unlikely at the moment, particularly the FA Cup of facing Aston Villa in with the form that they are in. So let's wait and see how we perform against Sunderland, and then of course it's Bournemouth away. No easy game at all in the Premier League. But Brennan Johnson, wishing him all of the very best. I'm sure that he is going to be a real star at Selhurst Park, and I feel like the fans will absolutely love and adore him there, and he will do extremely well. And, Destiny Udogie and Archie Gray at the time making this episode, those two players are the only ones that have come out, but it's very, it's only just been announced. So I'm sure there'll be a lot more, and I'll cover that in the next episode. Coach Takai is... I completely understand him going out on loan. He needs game time. Where is he going to get the game time from when you've got the likes of Romero, Van der Ven, Kevin Danso, Radu Dragushin coming back as well? So I agree with the loan. If the reports are true in Germany that we have given an option to buy, what is the point? What is the point? Is it just about making money on some of these players? We identify top talented youngsters, we bring them in, we send them out on loan, and then we just make money on them. Is that what we're about, or do we actually want to focus on bringing in top talent to actually play these players? That's my question on that. That is to be confirmed, by the way. That is speculation. So let's wait to see if any hugely reliable journalist comes out and says that. So let's wait and see on that. A proposal has been turned down, apparently, by Santos for a Brazil left-back, 19 years old. This is what I was talking about the other day on one of the shows that I recorded with Craig. Premier League experience in a January transfer window for me, it is about Premier League experience. It is about players that have been there, done it, got the t-shirt, and are going to walk into this team and make a real impact. No disrespect to this 19-year-old left back, but he's not going to do that in this January transfer window. Yes, I'm all for players for the future. I feel like we've got so many players for the future. I think in 2029 or 2030 or 2031, I think we're going to be great if we keep hold of all of these players. But you need players for now. You need players to make a dramatic difference in this window. And I'm going to say it again, and I keep repeating this. We are still, and this is a positive, by the way, ups and downs. We've had such a mixed season, disappointing season, no matter what you want to call it, but we are still in touching distance of a top European spot. This second half of the season is very, very important, and January signings, the quality of the signings in this window is very, very important. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Stay safe and well. Enjoy your weekend. Keep smiling and come on, you Spurs.